Welcome back to the Bible story. And today it's part one of the Abram storyline. We're looking at a sweeping overflight of the Bible story, and this is Abram part one, the story of Abram and how God called him. In the Bible, the word story always implies a true story of events that actually happened. After the great worldwide flood and the sign of the rainbow, the Bible gives us the story of the Tower of Babel. The peoples of earth decide, in order to make them a name, lest they be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth, to build a huge tower to reach up to heaven and establish a name for mankind. This is where God looks down and decides to put a stop to it, and he confuses the languages of mankind and their ability to communicate. The Lord confounds the language of all the earth and scatters mankind abroad across the face of the earth. The Bible then tells a story of a man called Abram. Abram was married to Sarai. They had no children. Abram lived with his father and his nephew Lot in a place called Ur. God told Abram to leave Ur and to travel to the land of Canaan. They all traveled to Haran, where they pitched their tents. Here is a picture of the Mediterranean, even as it is today. You can see Greece and Turkey and Cyprus and Egypt and Crete. And you can see on the extreme right-hand side. And they travel up north to Haran. One night God spoke to Abram, and he said, "Leave your kindred and your father's house, travel to where I will show you, and I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you, and then, through you, shall all the families of the earth be blessed." Abram was 75 years old. And his travels had only just begun. Eventually they arrived in Canaan, and today that's known as Israel. You can see running down near the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Then God spoke to Abram again and said, "To your children and to their children I will give this land." Then Abram built an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. Abram called upon the name of the Lord. In time the land suffered a very harsh famine. So then Abram travelled south down to Egypt, because the famine was so harsh. Sarai was very beautiful. So Abram said to her, "Say you are my sister, or the Egyptians will kill me," because she was so beautiful. She was really his half-sister. Because of Sarai's outstanding beauty, she was taken to the Pharaoh's palace. Pharaoh planned to marry her. So God began to send plagues upon the Pharaoh's household. Pharaoh found out that Sarai was actually Abram's wife, and not just his sister. So he questioned Abraham and he asked, "Abram, why didn't you tell me that she was your wife?" So Pharaoh sent them and all that they had away from Egypt. They journeyed back to Bethel, to where he had built the altar, and Abram called on the name of the Lord. Now both Lot and Abram were very wealthy, with vast herds of livestock, silver and gold. Their combined livestock covered a huge area and required a lot of water and feed. There was fighting between their herdsmen, and really they had to separate. Lot took the first choice and chose all the fertile plain of Jordan. So they went their separate ways with their livestock. Then the Lord spoke to Abram after Lot had separated from him. "Abram, all the land you see, I will give to you and your children. Lot dwelt near the cities of the plain, Sodom and Gomorrah, which were very wicked. War broke out in the land where Lot lived. Lot was captured, and they took all his possessions. One of Lot's men escaped and came to Abram with the news. Abram armed over 300 of his servants, and he went out to do battle. He rescued Lot and recovered all of his goods. Melchizedek, king of Salem, the priest of the Most High God, met Abram after the battle and brought forth bread and wine, and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God." Abram gave to Melchizedek tithes of all. Then the word of God came to Abram in a vision. "Abram, your offering shall be as many as the stars of the sky. Abram believed this promise of the Lord. But Abram was still without children. So Sarah offered him her maid, Hagar. However, when Hagar became pregnant, Sarah treated her so badly that she ran away. The angel of the Lord spoke to Hagar, "Return to Sarai and call your son Ishmael, and your descendants will be many." Ishmael was born when Abram was 86 years old. When Abram was 91, God spoke to him. "Abram, change your name to Abraham, for you will be the father of many nations. I will make my covenant between us. Your wife shall be called Sarah, and she shall be a mother of nations." Now this ends the first part of the story of Abram and his walk with God and his faith in the words of God and the promises of God. All the pictures in this series come from the Glory Story, used with permission. The Bible Story Overflight, told as an overflight with pictures. This has been session 3 of 33, with special thanks to the Glory Story.